guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Laura. I do videos on luxury shoes, handbags, and things like that. So if those are topics you're interested in, please take a second to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and click the notification button so that you don't miss any of my videos. Today I'm going to be doing a video on the Coco Crush mini ring versus the Cartier wedding love band. If those are some rings that you have been considering buying, maybe you're stuck between one or the other, or maybe you're interested in getting both, I'm going to be talking about both rings in this video and doing a bit of a review on them, so maybe that can help. First up, we have the Chanel Coco Crush ring. I have this ring in the mini size in beige gold. When I purchased this ring, they were doing I don't know if it was like some sort of experiment or trial, but at the time that I bought this ring, you could actually buy it online. I think they were just doing it for the holidays last year, but from November to January, you were able to buy this ring online and ship it to your house. You can no longer do that. You can buy it online and do what's called click and collect, which means that you buy the ring online and then a few days later, you will get a call from your local boutique saying that it is available for you to come and collect your ring. This is one of the few items that you can actually order online, the other being beauty and sunglasses. Beauty and sunglasses you can ship to your house, but everything else at Chanel, you usually have to purchase it in the boutique. So I think that it is a nice feature to be able to buy it online and then go pick it up versus going to the boutique and it not being there. They have a ring sizer online that I found worked really, really well. All you have to do is hold up a ring to your phone screen or to your computer screen to make sure that it is a match. And for me, it worked really well. So let's go ahead and open the box. I don't know if it will come in a box like this when you purchase it at Chanel. Mine came this way in the mail when it was shipped to me. But inside, you'll see the gold ribbon that it was tied in, and it was packaged really nicely. I don't know if this was for like holiday packaging or something like that, but it was a really nice presentation to receive in the mail. And then inside is the actual ring box. So here we have the black ring box with Chanel embossed at the top, and it also includes a little booklet with the certificate of authenticity. So opening up this box, there is another box inside, and it is a white plain box with a black border. And then when you open the box up, inside you have the ring just like so. Now my ring I mentioned is the mini size and it is in the beige gold. So let's take the ring out and I'll put it on my finger so that I can model it for you. But here is the ring on, and if you look up close, you'll notice that it has this quilting motif on the ring itself. And this is very much inspired by the Chanel diamond quilting that you'll find on a lot of their bags. It's a very classic design for the house. These rings were introduced in 2015, and then in 2016, Chanel introduced what is called beige gold. It's an 18 karat gold, and it was designed to be more subtle than yellow gold, a little less pink than rose gold, so something right in between. And very much the inspiration came from Coco Chanel herself, because real quick introduction, this is my kitty Paris. She keeps meowing during all of my filming today, so I'm taking that she wants to meet you guys. So say hello, Paris. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Behind black and white, Gabrielle Chanel's favorite color was beige. She felt that it was a color that had so many beautiful shades that naturally occurred in nature, and that is why every season we usually see some shade of beige in the bag range, and some beiges are a lot more sought after than others. And then of course we have the beige clair, which is the classic beige from Chanel. You can find it every season usually, although it can be a little hard to find. It's most popular in caviar. I actually have it here in lambskin. And from this is where the house drew the inspiration for the beige gold. Now, beige gold is something that is exclusive to Chanel. You're not going to find this metal anywhere else. So it is a very, very unique metal. If you're somebody that collects jewelry, it is a metal to consider for sure. Because the metal is a little more subtle than yellow gold and a little less pink than the rose gold, it is a metal that I think will suit a lot of skin tones and also work really well as a transition piece for a stack. You can get the Coco Crush ring in white gold and yellow gold in addition to the beige gold. There is the mini size, which is a thinner band like the one that I have here. And then there is the regular size, which is a thicker band. You can also opt to get the ring with diamonds. They also have their version of a trois et moi design, which is designed to be two distinct looking rings. They also have a version where they have several bands, and then they also have this new beauty with all of these really nice diamonds. The other design element of the Coco Crush ring that I really like are the scalloped edges of the ring. Both sides have this scalloped edge, and it makes it, I think, in my opinion, a really comfortable ring to wear. Now let's talk about Cartier. So when you buy the Cartier ring, of course, you're going to get it in their beautiful red packaging, and you will get this envelope here with Cartier embossed inside, and you will get another envelope with the certificate of authenticity as well as your original receipt. And then of course you'll get your ring in this gorgeous box. Now when you buy the ring, it is going to be wrapped up in really nice white paper, and then either end is going to be sealed with a beautiful wax seal with the house's monogram stamped inside. But then when you open the box, you're going to have another box inside, very much like the Chanel box, and it is their beautiful and classic ring box design with this really nice gold border detail. And you open the ring box up by pushing on this little button, and inside you will find the ring in this little slot and then on a black velvet bed. Now let me put the ring on so that you guys can see what it looks like. I have mine in the rose gold, and I got it in a larger size so that I can fit it on my index finger. I like how it looks with the two rings on this hand. This is the rose gold, and then this is the Chanel Coco Crush in the beige gold. Now, of the two rings, the Cartier ring is of course the most iconic design. It's been around since 1969, so it is a classic heritage piece. It's a piece that is meant to symbolize love and loyalty, so you'll often see romantic partners gifting each other this gift, family, friends, loved ones. But it's also a gift I think that you can get for yourself, because the most important love relationship that we'll ever have in our lives is with ourselves. And even though the ring is meant to symbolize everlasting love, the design actually came because of a breakup. At the time, there was an Italian designer who was very successful in the New York jewelry scene, but he wasn't so lucky in love. And so one night after a breakup, he went into his studio and he designed something that he really wanted to symbolize everlasting love, a love that is not going to be fleeting, and he came up with the design for the love bracelet. Now, if you're familiar with the love bracelet, it has a screw and it has two sides that have to be screwed on, and the idea is that the bracelet cannot come off unless it is screwed off. And so with the love ring design, you will also see the screw lock motif. Of course, there is no screwdriver for it because it's a ring and can easily slide off your finger, but it's the same design. Now, at the time of the design, the designer, Aldo Cipulo, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, worked at Tiffany & Company, and Tiffany rejected the design. They didn't like it and didn't want to produce it. Later on, he moved to Cartier. At the time, Cartier in New York was going through a lot of changes, and it presented him the opportunity to pitch his design. Cartier loved it and decided to produce it, and the rest is history. Now, very much like the Coco Crush ring, you can get the Cartier ring in different metals. So there is white gold, yellow gold, and rose gold like the one that I have here. You can also get it with precious stones like diamonds and sapphires. You can get it with one diamond, several diamonds, there's even pave diamonds. So there are a lot of different iterations that you can get the ring in. If you're interested in the rose gold and the beige gold, let me do a comparison where I put the two metals side by side. So here they are together. As you can see, the Cartier rose gold is a little bit pinker than the beige gold, but they're similar enough that if you do want the Coco Crush ring in a rose gold, beige gold will be an excellent option. The Coco Crush mini ring and the Cartier wedding band are going to be the lower price point options for this ring. So for both, white gold is going to be the more expensive. The prices for the Love wedding band are white gold is going to be $1,250 US. And then the yellow gold and the rose gold have the same price. They're $1,170. Now for the Coco Crush mini ring, the white gold is going to be $1,400 US. The beige gold is going to be $1,350 and the yellow gold is $1,300. So from a price point, I think the Cartier wedding love band takes the cake. It is a little less expensive than the Coco Crush mini ring. Let's talk about the ease of purchase. I think one of the things that is a negative for a lot of people when buying Chanel is the fact that you have to buy most things in boutiques, and not everybody has a Chanel boutique near them or a department store with a Chanel boutique inside. And so when it comes to Cartier, it's a little bit easier to purchase because you can buy it online and ship it to your house. It'll come beautifully wrapped with the beautiful box and all of the certificate of authenticity and things like that. So from a ease of purchase standpoint, Cartier is a better purchase if you don't have a Chanel or a Cartier boutique near you. Now let's talk about scratching. Anytime you have a metal piece of jewelry like the Coco Crush ring or the Cartier Love ring, it's going to scratch. It's inevitable. I think I got a scratch within my first week of having my Cartier Love band. So it can be a little frustrating if you don't want to have scratches on your jewelry. I personally think that the Cartier Love band is going to show scratches a lot more easier, and that's just because of the design. So let's just take a look at both rings. So you have the screw locks, but in between you have a lot of flat metal with no design, and this is the area that typically will scratch up the most. Whereas on the Coco Crush, you have this quilted pattern and it is less of a flat surface, it's a little more rounded. So I think just because of the design, you're still gonna get scratches on it, but I think they're just gonna be less visible and maybe blend in more with the design of the ring versus the flat design of the Cartier Love ring. Now, of course, there's always the option to take your ring into Chanel or Cartier and get it polished. But the thing with polishing is it can only be done so many times before you can't do it anymore. And that's because every time you polish a piece of jewelry or a watch, you're removing the top layer of metal. And so not all of the scratches are going to go away. If the scratch goes deep, it will be there still, but maybe just look a little bit better. And so it's definitely something to consider when buying the ring. It's just something that you're going to have to accept when getting the Love ring. These rings are rings that I would typically like to wear as part of an everyday outfit. So it just depends on you and how much you care for it. But just know that some scratching is going to be inevitable. The next thing I'm going to talk about is comfort. Now, both rings are comfortable to wear, but I think that the Coco Crush ring is a little more comfortable to wear than my Cartier Love ring, only because it is a little less thick. And I don't know if you can see, but the Coco Crush ring is a little less thick than the Cartier Love ring. And so I think because of that, it's just a ring that blends in more. You know how sometimes you have rings that like you put them on and you don't really feel them there and they're very comfortable, and then you get other rings and you just kind of feel them there all day. Well, I think that the Cartier Love band is a little bit more of a ring that you feel on your finger versus the Coco Crush ring, which for me feels like it becomes sort of part of my hand. I don't know, do you know what I'm talking about? But that's just how it feels for me. Now, the other point is just a design preference. I know the Coco Crush ring is a newer design compared to the Love ring, but I think it's just as much of a classic ring. I think it's a little bit less worn than the Love ring is. Although the Coco Crush ring has been gaining popularity, it's less common to see the Coco Crush ring than the Cartier Love ring. So it just depends on you. Sometimes people are looking for something a little bit different than what is usually popular. And if that's the case, the Coco Crush ring might be the way to go. But then the Cartier Love ring is also such a classic that there is a reason why you find it in so many people's collections. So if you're wondering which is my favorite, I think these days I tend to lean a little more towards my Coco Crush just because I think it's a little bit easier to wear and a little bit more carefree when it comes to the scratching. As I mentioned, you know, you don't really have to worry as much about scratching because while it does happen, I think it blends in a little bit more to the design versus the flat design of the Cartier Love Ring, which I think really enhances the look of the scratches. And also because I feel like the Coco Crush is a little bit more comfortable to wear. Not that the Love Ring is uncomfortable to wear, but I tend to like rings that you put on your hand and it sort of melts into your finger and you're not really thinking about it, versus the Cartier Love Band. I really do feel it on there all day. But that's not to say that it's uncomfortable. It's just a ring that you're going to be more aware of. And maybe that's actually a feeling that you prefer. But really, when it comes down to it, as I've mentioned throughout this video, both of these rings are very classic designs. I don't think that the Coco Crush ring is any less classic than the Cartier ring because Chanel have really drawn in elements from their history and heritage that will, I think, keep the design timeless and be in their collection forever, if not for a long time. So guys, that is it for today's video. If you were on the fence about either one of these rings or both of these rings, I hope this video has helped you with your decision. I'll go ahead and include links to these rings in the description box below. And if I find any pre-loved versions, I'll go ahead and link those as well. And I also wanted to remind you guys that I am still doing my Gucci cosmetic bag giveaway. I'll go ahead and link this video at the top of this video and at the end of this video so that you guys can enter, because that giveaway is still open until April 11th.